Hello everyone, welcome to English Literature. Today we have poems from Honeycomb. Today's poem, The Rebel by Dennis Joseph Enright. It's time to read about the poet. Dennis Joseph Enright or DJ Enright was a British academic, poet, novelist and critic. He wrote a wide range of essays, reviews, anthologies, children's books and poems. He was born on 11 March 1920 at Royal Leamington Spa, United Kingdom. He died on 31st December 2002 at the age of 82, London, United Kingdom. He received many awards, namely the Queen's Gold Medal for Poetry in the year 1981, the Chumley Award for Poetry in the year 1974. Some of his books are Academic Year, published in 1955, Memoirs of a Medical Professor, published in 1969, the Oxford Book of Death, published in the year 1983. Let us read the theme of the poem, The Rebel. The poem explores the nature of a person who goes against social norms and expectations, choosing to be different for the sake of being different. The poem celebrates the importance of individual expression and the right to be different. It also shows how rebels are often seen as odd or difficult by others and may face criticism or social isolation. Before we read the poem, let us go through the introduction. The poem, The Rebel by DJ Enright, was published in the year 1974. It deals with the concept of protest or rebellion through the actions of a character who consistently opposes societal norms and expectations. The poem focuses on the protesting nature of an individual who always does the opposite of what others do. The rebellious nature has been beautifully portrayed through everyday actions like cutting off hair, dressing in fantastic clothes, reading books, and others. Let us read the poem, The Rebel by DJ Enright. When everybody has short hair, the rebel lets his hair grow long. When everybody has long hair, the rebel cuts his hair short. When everybody talks during the lesson, the rebel doesn't say a word. When nobody talks during the lesson, the rebel creates a disturbance. When everybody wears a uniform, the rebel dresses in fantastic clothes. When everybody wears fantastic clothes, the rebel dresses soberly. In the company of dog lovers, the rebel expresses a preference for cats. In the company of cat lovers, the rebel puts in a good word for dogs. When everybody is praising the sun, the rebel remarks on the need for rain. When everybody is greeting the sun, the rebel regrets the absence of sun. When everybody goes to the meeting, the rebel stays at home and reads a book. When everybody stays at home and reads a book, the rebel goes to the meeting. When everybody says, "Yes, please," the rebel says, "No, thank you." When everybody says, "No, thank you," the rebel says, "Yes, please." It is very good that we have rebels. You may not find it very good to be one. It's time to read the poem and understand. Before reading the poem, it's very important to consider the rebel to be a person, an individual. Now, as we read, we'll be able to understand everything. The Rebel by DJ Enright. When everybody has short hair, the rebel lets his hair grow long. When everybody has long hair, the rebel cuts his hair short. When everybody talks during the lesson, the rebel doesn't say a word. When nobody talks during the lesson, the rebel creates a disturbance. When everybody wears a uniform, the rebel dresses in fantastic clothes. When everybody wears fantastic clothes, the rebel dresses soberly. Here it is seen the rebel does opposite of what everyone else does. For example, when everybody has short hair, the rebel wants long hair. When everybody has long hair, the rebel wants short hair. When everybody is talking, when teaching's going on, the rebel keeps quiet. But when nobody is talking, when the class is silent, the rebel creates a disturbance. Again, when everybody else is in uniform, they are uniform wise, but the rebel is always in different fancy clothes, fantastic clothes. But when everybody wears flashy, fantastic clothes, the rebel dresses soberly. See, so many differences. Always does opposite of what other people do. In the company of dog lovers, the rebel expresses a preference for cats. In the company of cat lovers, the rebel puts in a good word for dog. When everybody is praising the sun, the rebel remarks on the need for rain. When everybody is greeting the rain, the rebel regrets the absence of sun. Since we have already considered rebel to be a person, you can see here if everyone else loves dogs, the rebel goes for cats. If everybody likes cats, the rebel goes for dogs. When everyone else is praising or is happy for the sun, or it's a sunny day and they are very happy, you can see the rebel who wants rain. Again, we see just the opposite. When everybody is greeting the rain, when everyone is happy to see the rain, they are enjoying, you see the rebel sulking. The rebel regrets the absence of sun. He wants the sun. Isn't that very strange? Let's see other cases. When everybody goes to the meeting, the rebel stays at home and reads a book. When everybody stays at home and reads a book, the rebel goes to the meeting. When everybody says, yes please, the rebel says, no thank you. When everybody says, no thank you, the rebel says, yes please. It is very good that we have rebels. You may not find it very good to be one. Here we see when everybody else goes and is happy to a meeting, the rebel wants to stay at home and read something. But when other people want to stay at home and read something or do something else, the rebel wants a meeting. When everybody accepts something and says yes, the rebel opposes and says no. When everybody opposes and they say no, the rebel says yes, he agrees. It is very good that we have rebels. You may not find it good to be one. It is good to have rebels in the society as they bring a balance. They show the change. But people do not like rebels as they do not agree with the social norm. They do not go with the flow. They question. That is why they are not liked by people. Let's read some of the word meanings. The first word, rebel, which means someone who is stubborn or rigid or defiant or protester, one who protests, goes against everybody. Disturbance means distraction or disruption or a trouble. Third one, fantastic, which means fanciful or extraordinary. Soberly, which means decently or plainly. Here it is in the case of dressing sense. Company, it's a group or a circle or a gathering. Express, to say or to state or articulate. Preference, which is liking or favorite. Praise means to admire or applause. Remark means to say or comment. Greet means to welcome or hail. Regret means remorse or shame or guilt. Summary. The poem explores the characteristics of a rebel. portraying them as individuals who intentionally defy societal norms and expectations. The poem shows how a rebel acts differently in various situations, such as hairstyle, conversation, clothes, preference for animals and weather, and many other things. It is seen that when everybody has long hair, the poem we find that the rebel wants short hair. Whereas when everybody has short hair, the rebel wants long hair. See, the opposite of others. When everybody talks during lessons, the rebel is quiet. Whereas when everybody is quiet, the rebel creates a disturbance. When everybody is in uniform, which shows equality, the rebel wears fantastic or fancy clothes. Whereas when everybody wears fancy clothes, the rebel dresses soberly or in plain clothes. When everybody likes dogs, the rebel wants cats. Whereas when everyone wants a cat, the rebel wants a dog. When everybody wants rain, the rebel likes the sun. When everybody wants the sun, the rebel needs rain. When everybody goes for a meeting, the rebel stays at home and reads a book. Whereas when everybody stays at home and reads a book, the rebel wants to go for a meeting. When everybody agrees to a proposal and says yes, the rebel says no. When everybody agrees and says yes, the rebel says no. But when everybody says no, the rebel says yes. You see, it is good that we have rebels in the society because the society needs them to maintain a balance. But being a rebel is not a very easy thing, as people do not like rebels. So one may not find it very good to be a rebel. This is all about the summary where we cover some of the ideas where we see the contrast between everyone and a rebel who does the opposite of what others do. They do not go with the flow, they question. That is the summary of the lesson. Let us go through some of the literary devices found in the poem. The first one, rhyming scheme. This poem follows no particular rhyming pattern, so it is written in free verse or blank verse. Repetition. Any word or phrase that gets repeated in the poem or within a text for emphasis or rhythm is the repetition. In this poem, you get a number of repetitions. For example, when, everybody, which is used again and again in the poem. The word rebel, short, long, hair, uniform, and many others. Third, alliteration. It is the repetition of consonant sound at the beginning of words in close proximity to each other. For example, his hair, where you see the H sound gets repeated. Second, rebel remarks, rebel regrets. In these two cases, the R sound gets repeated. Fourth, paradox. The rebel poem uses paradoxical statements to show the rebel's contradictory nature. For example, the rebel cuts his hair short when everybody has long hair, and he grows his hair long when everybody has short hair. Such examples are there in the poem. Fifth, contrast. It is the juxtaposition of contradictory ideas, or the opposite things are placed side by side. For example, long hair and short hair, quiet and disturbance. Many such examples are there in the poem. Sixth, irony. A state of contrary to what one expects. In simple words, you want or you mean something and you get or happens something else. It is a situation which unfolds in a way that is opposite of what is anticipated. For example, the last two lines of the poem are ironic. It is very good that we have rebels. You may not find it very good to be one. In these two lines, you can see the poet says that it is good to have rebels in the society as they bring changes. But at the same time, he accepts that rebels find it too hard to exist in the society and may face social isolation. These are some of the literary devices which are very common in this poem. There are many others. If you want to know, you can write in the comment section. It's time to answer some questions. Let's see the questions. Question 1. If someone doesn't wear a uniform to school, what do you think the teacher will say? Answer. The teacher would probably ask the reason and scold the student who would not be dressed in school uniform. To this answer, you can add any other point which you think is applicable in your case. Question 2. When everybody wants a clear sky, what does the rebel want most? When everybody wants a clear sky, the rebel wants rain. Question 3. If the rebel has a dog for a pet, what is everyone else likely to have? Answer. If the rebel has a dog, then everybody else is likely to have a cat for a pet. Question 4. Why is it good to have rebels? Rebels maintain balance in the society. They teach us to accept and respect the differences in the thought process of other people. Question 5. Why is it not good to be a rebel oneself? Answer. A rebel's life is very difficult. They always think unique and try to bring a change in the society. A rebel is generally not liked by people. Question 6. Would you like to be a rebel? If yes, why? If not, why not? For this answer, you have to read the text, all the materials provided, decide and attempt on your own. Answer the question and use the comment box. Thank you. Now let's see question number 2. Find in the poem an antonym for each of the following words. Antonym is a word opposite in meaning. The first one is long, opposite short. Second one, grow, opposite cut. Third one, quietness, opposite disturbance. Fourth, sober, opposite fantastic. Fifth, lost, in past tense, opposite found, in past tense. Lose, in present tense, opposite find, in present tense. Third question, find in the poem lines that match the following. First, the rebel refuses to cut his hair. In your book, the line says, the rebel lets his hair grow long. Second, he says, cats are better. The rebel expresses a preference for cats. Third, he recommends dogs. The rebel puts in a good word for dogs. Fourth, he is unhappy because there is no sun. The rebel regrets the absence of sun. Fifth, he is noisy on purpose. The rebel creates a disturbance. To get more such videos on lessons, like, subscribe and share. Thank you.